YouTube? It's your brother YT. Wake 'em up, back at it again with another video. I know y'all heard the big beautiful bill is in. That means cuts to Section 8. To some, this might be a good thing. They can finally get an opportunity to get on the list. To others that have been on there for about 10-20 years, this is probably the worst news you have heard in the last 10-20 years. Family, you already know what to do, and if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe, and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it.
Bruno here is saying a lot of people are on Section 8 because that's the way they were raised and that's the way they were taught to walk the system. I cannot agree more. I saw it in front of my eyes and I cannot agree more.
Section 8 is for the veterans and the disabled. For all you single mothers, like, well, who's gonna help me? You, bitch. You. Stop spreading your legs. Stop laying down with all these other motherfuckers throwing ass everywhere. You will help you. Okay? Take care.
So Trump said that Section 8 is only for the disabled and veterans. All you generational Section 8 people. Ugh. Y'all got it rough, baby. I saw Mama on here recently saying to her 17-year-old that he could not get a job. Or however old he was. He was old enough to get a job. And she told that baby that he could not get a job because she would lose her Section 8. Oh, and you want your son to be on Section 8 for all the generations that you've been on there? Your mama, your grandmama, your great-grandmama? What a work. What a piece of joke. I meant, what a piece of work. And what a joke. Stay mad, Mama. Stay mad. Stay mad. It's okay.
Being a generational Section 8er, that's crazy work. Being taught to live off of Section 8, that's crazy too. Being taught by your parent to abuse the system. Yeah, son, daughter, let's have a sit down. I'm about to show you how you should live. This is how you live. You abuse the system. I just can't imagine that. Having my parents say that to me. I can't imagine nobody saying that to their kids, but the fact of the matter is some parents do, right? They teach and instill poverty and struggle into their kids. No, you plan to live a flourishing life. You know, you want to be better than me. I never could get on my feet, so we've been on Section 8 forever, but you go be something. No, that's not taught. This is how you do it right here. Like they thought they was doing something, I guess. I'm getting over it. Whatever they thought in their mind. But look, that's all coming to an end now. That's coming to an end now. If you are an able-bodied human being, then you're going to have to go ahead and get up and get to work. You're going to have to pay for where you stay. If you don't work, you don't eat. And if you don't work, you ain't going to have nowhere to sleep. That's how it's looking. Some changes are underway.
But here's the thing. We've always been there. This is not new. We've always been there. The worst thing that ever happened was Section 8.
Yes.
It's the worst thing. I'm going to tell you something. Y'all going to be mad at me when I say this. I'm glad Trump got rid of that shit. Yeah, and I voted for him. I did.
Okay.
I did. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm sick and tired of seeing the slave shit. When we going to stop being slaves and wake the fuck up?
Yeah.
When we going to stop being slaves, man?
I agree.
They're taking my Section 8. But here's the thing.
Keeping you mentally stagnant.
It's a lot of white people that's on Section 8. There's a lot of white people. All the white people that I'm seeing online, they canceled my $1,600 in food stamps. First of all, how'd you get $1,600? How many kids do you have?
How many kids?
No, you just got 2 kids. You get $1,200 just for being white.
Yeah.
In order to get $1,600 as a black person,
you gotta have
like 10 kids.
Trump's big beautiful bill has officially passed the Senate, which means that as long as it gets through the House, this is going into effect come 2026. If you're a Section 8 investor, you need to know exactly what to expect. If you've been keeping up with social media, then you've probably heard all of the scary things that might come into play with Section 8 when this big beautiful bill passes, like Section 8 being slashed altogether. But here are the facts. I've gone through the bill, I've seen what it has, and I see exactly how it's going to affect Section 8. So here's the cold, hard truth on it. Section 8 vouchers, FMRs, those will not be getting impacted whatsoever. So any tenants you currently have, if you're already renting out properties, there will be no impact on them. But if you're looking to buy properties, these tenant wait times are ridiculous. I'm talking the longest tenant wait time I've personally heard, it was over 10 years from a lady waiting to get her Section 8 voucher. And in Jared's case, he's heard even longer wait times from his tenant applicants. He's heard 15 to 20 years. These wait times are going to be getting pushed up a lot, which means demand is going to be at an all-time high for these Section 8 tenants. Keep in mind, once they get that voucher, no matter how long they waited, let's say they waited 10 years, they have a limited window to actually move into a property from the time they get handed their voucher to the time they actually move in. Otherwise, they lose their voucher and it gets passed along to the next person in line. So if you're renting out a property to a Section 8 tenant and your home is listed on the market, it will get flooded with applicants. And the other thing is that there's no limits. I know a lot of people were talking about this 2-year limit tenants had, where after 2 years they get kicked off of Section 8. It's not happening. Nothing actually changed to that. They barely really did anything to Section 8. So in real life, what does this mean for you as a Section 8 landlord? To be honest, it pretty much means nothing. You're not really going to see much of a change. The only real world difference you'll be seeing is more applicants when you list your property. The cool thing is the sooner you get in front of this, the quicker you can capitalize on it. Guys, if you want to learn how to buy your very first Section 8 property, you can do it with seller financing with as little as $8,000.
If you're a landlord, confirm or deny if that last guy knew what he was talking about. Let us know, is this accurate, this information that he just provided to us? Is that accurate? Debunk anything that's not true and tell us what is true. Go ahead and comment that below.
Now let's talk about the government assistance that's being cut as far as food stamps, Medicaid, Section 8 and other things like that. Let's be honest. I don't like what's going on, but can we do something about it? No. But this is a good example of what I say is how people abuse the system. In any situation, when people abuse something, somebody always mess it up. You know, it could be your job. It could be, just sometimes when people abuse stuff, because a lot of people that's on government assistance ain't got no damn business on government assistance. So the people who are misusing and abusing it are making it bad for the elderly people or disabled people or people that really need it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing I'm hating the most. Maybe if the world wasn't so ass backwards and people that needed government assistance really needed it, like people that with disabilities that really need it, or elderly people that really need it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of people just taking advantage of things, now it's to the point they got to figure out what they got to do to stop it. We got to cut this nonsense out. So now, look at all these elderly people that are going to have to pay for the mistakes, the generational mistakes of all these people years before them and all this stuff, all these mistakes these people have been using and abusing the system. Look who's going to have to pay for it. All these elderly people like my mama, elderly people, disabled people that really need it. Now they got to worry about their benefits being cut because of all these people that have been abusing the system for years. And you really can't get mad at the president. Of course, he did what he did. He got to make the decision, do it, whatever you got to do. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if people want to abuse things like this would not happen. If people would not abuse, I'm going to say it again, if people would not abuse the system like they do, and if you healthy, you can work, take your ass to work, things like this wouldn't even have to happen, because guess what? The only people that would be using public assistance is the people who really need it. Now, somebody can get mad. I don't give a damn, because I've been working all my life. Single parent, at the age of 16, I got my ass out there and work. I ain't never settled for government assistance because I was able to work. That's the problem. So now, because y'all couldn't fix it, you got somebody who's trying to fix it now, but look who's going to suffer. The wrong people.
All right, so this guy's basically saying the big, beautiful bill is going to make people get off their ass and off Section 8 and go back to work. But what you got wrong is it's actually the rich people that are going to get to sit on their ass and not have to do anything while you break your back, work your butt off, and you are going to funnel that money up to tax cuts for the rich. That's what this bill is, and that's what the MAGA people will never get. You are being used and you are being worked so the trickle-down economics can come back and the ultra-rich make all the money and put all their money overseas and offshore and just gain off capital gains and pay no taxes while the rest of Americans work and toil and barely get ahead. That's the big, beautiful bill, my guy. Trump and his cronies and his crony capitalism are encouraging poor people and middle-class people to fight over the crumbs while the rich people get the entire cookie. It's a scam, and you keep falling for it. He gives you these culture wars and all these other things to fight about while he snatches and grabs the money. I just wish y'all would wake up to the con when he's getting free Lear jets from Qatar. Wake up to the con when he's enriched himself fourfold as the sitting president with meme stops and bitcoins and Bibles and sneakers. I mean, when are you gonna wake up to the freaking con? But go ahead, blame the poor people, blame the people on Section 8, and let the fat cats get rich off your back. Way to go.
My guy going in. No lies told. The rich will get richer. They're going to save through taxation. Like he said, be able to build those tax havens like they always do. Offshore. Send their money overseas to fund wars and everything, man. Send the money overseas to use it for no good. That's really what this is all about. And about Trump wants to be ultra rich. He already rich. He wants to be ultra rich. Right? The powers that be are coming together and they're saying instead of us being in competition, we can now work together. That's the main objective of this big, beautiful bill. Collectively, we can control everything. We can own everything and control everything. It's the bigger picture. Nothing less, nothing more.
So, Section 8 housing is on the chopping block. So, in order for Donald Trump to get no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security passed in his tax cut plan, he is proposing to cut $26.7 billion out of Section 8 housing. Now, to go along with that, he's saying that he wants to put a 2-year cap on the benefits that somebody could receive from Section 8 housing if they don't have a disability, which means basically you have 2 years if you able-bodied to get your stuff together. And I think that's more than fair. Why? Because this program was meant to give you a hand up, not for you to ride it till you die, right? So now a lot of people go be in very peculiar situations because they made Section 8 housing a lifestyle, right? And my thing is, I'm one of the hardworking Americans, and they got millions of other hardworking Americans out there that we are tired of going to work, paying into a system for somebody else to sit on their ass. I'm going to say it again. We tired of going to work, paying into a system so that that system could pay somebody else to sit on their ass. Those days are over. And particularly to the black community, this is a huge, huge win for us. Let me tell you why. So this is where it all went wrong. Whenever the government tried to step in and say, we gonna pay for everything, they completely destroyed our black communities. They gave us Section 8 housing. They gave us all type of government aid. They took fathers out the house. They built all our schools and stuff in the communities around Section 8. And now we don't pay no taxes to get stuff up for the upkeep of schools or anything in our communities. Now they look bad. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna uplift our community, get able-bodied people back to work, and in turn we're gonna be able to put more taxes of our hard-earned money into our communities. And that's what it's about. Now you're gonna have all of these socialists, liberals. They love to talk about they're cutting out welfare and all that, but they never sit down and tell you their plan to get the people off of welfare. Well, I'm here to tell y'all the way you get off welfare is to get your stuff together. We have a lot of opportunities out there, whether it's trade, college, being an entrepreneur. You don't have to spend a ton of money. You just have to put your mind together and get something that works for you. The days of being lazy is over. The days of people going to work just so you could sit on the couch is over. Now, a lot of people will go say a lot of disrespectful stuff in the comments about, well, you tap dancing and all that. No, I'm being realistic. I'm tired of seeing our young generation have to go to schools that haven't been upgraded since you went there 20 years ago. Because we built a school in the hood, in the ghetto, where ain't nobody paying taxes. And then you're going to have some people that say, what about the people, the single women that have 6 kids and she's doing it by herself? Well, let me tell y'all something. Yes, life is hard for some people, but having kids is your free choice. It's your choice. Whenever you go to the store with $100, do you go up in there and say, I'm going to spend $200 worth for groceries? No, you do not. If you're only making $20,000 a year, stop going to the baby making factory. That's common sense. And I'm tired of pretending that it's not. I'm tired of pretending. Now, could life happen to some people? Maybe they lose somebody. Maybe they lose their husband or their wife or something. Absolutely. And those people should be assisted. And I would advocate for those people to be assisted. But that's not the norm, and that's not the case in most situations. And also, I would also advocate that older people that are on Section 8 houses continue to be on Section 8 housing, only because it's not their fault that the system allowed them to retire in the situations that they're in. Could they have went to work at a younger age? Yes, they could, but let's just be real. After some people, after retirement, working just not an option. You get what I'm saying? So it might be too late for some people. So I would advocate for them to put a limit, like a limit, say like 65 years old. If you're already on Section 8 housing, you kind of grandfathered in, continue it. I would support that, but going forward, that won't happen, you know. But overall, I think this is gonna be a huge win. Like I said, I'm pushing for Trump's tax cuts, because no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security is all stuff that'll benefit everybody, including the black community, which we need that so that we could get a leg up. I hope they continue to drive down inflation, because we need that. We need our wages to outpace inflation, and we needed to do it for a substantial period of time. So, you know, I 100% support Donald Trump when it comes to these cuts to Section 8 housing.
I went into a lady's house for an inspection, and she said, I've had my voucher for 50 years. I made sure that I got my daughter on a voucher. I made sure I got my granddaughter on a voucher. I couldn't get my son on a voucher, so I told them that he had asthma. You can't prove asthma or migraines. She told me, because she was telling me a way to scam the system. Because when I pull up in a 2013 Toyota Camry. There's usually a Lexus or BMW sitting in their yard. I look poor, okay? I look poor. And so many people tell me stuff to give me ideas to help me out so that I can get some money from the government. But y'all keep on thinking I don't know it, okay? And since every one of you are going to ask me, yes, I reported it. But if your caseworker likes you, you are pretty untouchable here. Like, they will give you ideas and help you do it.
People like that, they know all of the loopholes too. They know exactly what to do, what to say to get the benefits. And then they're willing to incriminate themselves in order to, quote unquote, put somebody else on. They just really want to share their information with anybody. Like she said, she pulling up in a shooter booter, a 2013, so the lady thinking they in the same boat. Like, oh, she's struggling, I'm about to show her the game or show her the wave or whatever the lady thought in her mind. Everybody know people like that. They just get to talking. And it's like, I could be anybody. I could be the police, and you over here telling me this. You see what I'm saying? You'd be like, why are you doing that? But I'm saying all that to say, clearly, she got the way to do it. She understands how to do it, and that's how she been doing it. It's people that has their whole family on assistance, and that's how they survive. These are those lazy people that, yeah, something like this got to be done, because people have been abusing the system forever, across the board, every single way they could. 5, 10 family members on it. It's like if y'all 5, 10 people worked or worked together and built a business, did something for yourselves, then y'all could be well off. Y'all wouldn't even have to live off the government. That sounds too much like right, don't it?
Why do people think that people that are on housing subsidies like Section 8, City FEPS, HASA, that they don't pay their portions? It's a 30% portion people have to pay. Senior citizens, they have a portion. Veterans have a portion. Nothing is given to anybody on a housing subsidy for complete freeness. Everyone who comments in my comment field of my videos for Section 8, like someone said, Trump is going to fix everything, you should one day not need a voucher. I would love to be the person on your wall. Love to be the person on your wall. It's not free, people. If I'm on Section 8, I have to pay a portion. You have to be working to get Section 8. You want to be so educated, you have to be working to get a voucher. Do some research. Trump is not fixing anything. He's destroying America. I hope that you shall never get sick or have sick children. God don't like ugly.
Yo, family, if you made it to the end of this video, comment saying YT. I want to see a lot of YTs in there. YT. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Also, let me know how long have you been subscribed to the channel? How long have you been watching? I officially hit 1 year on the channel last week. 1 year of me uploading this content here. And I appreciate the support thus far. I appreciate y'all tapping in every single day, every single week. I'm going to keep these videos coming. Let me know what type of videos y'all would like to see as well. Something new to the channel that you haven't seen before, if that's what you want. Peace. And to my Hebrew fam, shalom. I will catch y'all on the next one.